This week on Hermitcraft, Carb builds a nether tunnel but refuses to put any carpet in it, robbing us of a carpet tunnel joke. For shame. Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap, a show that is not dead, no matter what the Google Trends tell you. My name is Pixel Riffs, our writer is ZloyXP, and yes, that Minecraft is not dead video of Wells Night is technically a Hermitcraft video, since for the entirety of it he's working on the base castle. If you're in the mood for being slapped with some facts and data-backed arguments, check it out. It's notorious, if only because it provided enough evidence for Wells' fanbase to realise that he is, in fact, a lawyer. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week.
So anyway, I'm going to get to work on these towers, guys. I will be back with you in just a bit.
Starting with Wells Night and more retrospective-y trivia videos. His first episode back from the Too Many Games convention is mostly dedicated to two things: telling everyone about his experiences and demolishing Mumbo Jumbo's villager breeder that the Spoon left at the castle's doorstep forever ago.
My plan was essentially to tear down the villager breeder and then rebuild it block for block right next to Mumbo's base with like a moving truck or two, right? So it was like somebody packed it up and moved it all over to his place. That was my plan, but it just kind of never happened. And at this point, I think I'm just going to tear it down. I'm sure Mumbo will not mind that I'm taking these resources because he's got absurd amounts of everything, and if he wanted them that badly, he could have torn this thing down himself months ago.
This basically confirms that Wells' castle keep will never have any actual inhabitants, and we don't see him bothering to breed villagers on his own, which might be for the better anyway. These walls would never be strong enough to hold against the mighty Ha. Speaking of walls, the guard towers are now in place, and the adjacent hills got terramorphed to match them. It's almost subtle because of how effortless Wells Night makes it look, like, yeah, I made a plateau into existence, no big deal. It might be a regional thing, as we find out that Wells and Joe Hills apparently live like 40 minutes away from each other, so maybe it's just that Nashville, Tennessee is generally chill. Although that's doubtful with this freaking weather.
Like that. So I've met Joe before, but I'd never met Python in person, and it was really cool to get to kind of hang out and, talk, and just, it was a great time.
It's unsurprising then that Joe wants to cool off a little, and what better way than with a virtual tour of an aquarium that doesn't actually affect your body temperature, and for that matter, doesn't have any water in it. SeaWorld is weird.
Does this, or is it this? Whoa, okay. Let's try that again. Okay, that's how we almost get crushed.
But Joe has a lot of praise for Mumbo's aquarium, finding himself entranced by the schools of fish heads swimming around the room, and by the end, he's actually left speechless.
Very well. Like this cluster here feels like a school of fish just swimming along. This slime block here is being obnoxious though.
The rest of his week is spent putting some actual webs into the Hall of Webs, swapping the ceiling blocks out for dark oak in the name of accuracy, and putting an actual bell into the actual bell tower.
The core concept, if you're down here and somebody says this is a bell tower, you look up and you see the bell.
He also has some thoughts on how to run a D&D game for people who think they're funny, and for a vampire who's read tvtropes.org.
If I tried to deliver Strahd in a serious, scary way to humorously oriented people, it would come across as just like goofy. I would almost want to run Strahd like a bored Bill Murray in Groundhog Day.
Having already put the finishing touches to the aquarium, Mumbo moves on to fixing the gadgets in his base that commenters have been poking at him to fix for a while now. In some cases, all it needs is turning off and on again. In other cases, whole sections of redstone have mysteriously vanished. We suspect water flowing in from the surrounding ocean might be to blame. It's definitely to blame for the amount of mob spawns he gets in those unlit areas.
Whoa! No! Oh, for goodness sake, now I've got to fix that!
But with the beacons lit and his iron farm calling for aid, the final obstacle is, as always, his storage system, which might actually be repaired now. It's just so backed up that it'll be sorting items until 1.13 comes out.
All of these items here will make their way nicely into my storage system, because if I unlock this, there should be... Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot to remove my redstone torch. Right, now we are onto something
Mumbo's second project for the week is a brand new ocean sandbox for viewer-suggested ideas, which he time-lapses into existence just in view of his base, and gets straight to work building 2 of the suggestions he's already received. The first is a set of scale models of his bases from previous seasons of Hermitcraft, which almost included a scale model of the last area he built for viewer-suggested builds, cue Inception trailer music here, and the second is a scale model of Iskall, loosely based on the Diorite Angel from 100 or so episodes back. At least it wasn't another Bumbo, although he's still got space for a few more builds.
His head looks really tall. He's got a real long head. I feel like maybe... There's something not quite right there.
And finally, there's Cubfan, ready to put the purple earnings from last week to good use. The plan is to transform a nether catwalk to the mesa and to the creeper squid farm into a safe traversable tunnel, but to do so, the first order of business is to lower the entire thing by 1 block, just because Cub is dead set on using concrete powder for flooring material. It apparently feels good on his footsies. It is fortunate that one of the tunnels leads to the mesa, seeing as how he needs to get a lot of terracotta for decoration, which really is better and more common than the gold blocks he had on the original design.
Yeah, I'm digging these tunnels here, guys.
Well, technically you aren't. With the nether being an open area in this particular place, it's more like you're building them. And flying back and forth, of course, which will remain part of this project since Cubfan has built special jump-off points leading out of the tunnel, specifically for the times where he feels like cutting the trip on the fly, digging out some nether quartz, or being blown up by ghasts.
Dang, guys, calm down. Jeez. Relax. Relax. It's just a tunnel, relax.
And that's pretty much it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixel Riffs. Leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.